Welcome to Parent Coaches Unleashed, the podcast where we dive into the highs, lows, and did that really just happen moment of parenting teens and young adults. We're Carrie and Jessica, parent coaches, mythbusters, and occasional referees in the battle of hormones versus common sense.
If you've ever wondered, is this just happening to me? You're not alone. We're here to help you with real talk, expert advice, and hopefully a few laughs along the way. Need more support? We also offer private coaching, workshops, and speaking engagements because sometimes even parents don't have all the answers.
So continue listening as we tackle this parenting journey together.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Parent Coaches Unleashed. Hi, Carrie.
Hi. I cannot believe we are at the end of 2025.
I
I don't
don't
even,
even know how we got here. It flew by.
but it
And
always does, right?
it-
Like, I think
well,
it's no different than any other year.
I
It's
feel like
just,
they're going faster. I just feel like they're flying by, and I just want them to slow down, or just be able to enjoy every moment, all the big moments, the little moments, all of it.
yeah,
And talking
that's a
about,
whole practice in
yeah,
itself.
for sure, just being in the moment, being present. That's a good resolution if we make them.
There we go. So
To
we're
be
just
more
going to be
present.
present today in our thoughts.
Yes. So as the year comes to an end, it's a great time for reflection on what we've learned, who's impacted us, what both as parents and as businesswomen, what we've what this year has brought us in terms of growth and evolution of who we are. So let's talk about it.
Yeah. So I feel like, first of all, I again want to congratulate us. This is another year that
Yes.
we have committed to putting ourselves out there, sharing information either from
Mhm.
our own hearts or minds, and inviting other guests to share information with other parents out there who are listening and going through something and need additional support or information, or just want to have that laugh, want to feel like other people know what it's like. And, we committed in May of 24, May of 24, to doing this so that no other parents would have to feel alone in their
Yep.
journey. And we're still at it and still enjoying it and laughing at ourselves along the way. Hopefully you guys are laughing at us too in a kind way. But
Yes.
um I
And
think what I've learned is that when you really, really enjoy something, it doesn't feel like work. And so I really enjoy doing this and sharing what we've learned, both
yes.
us together collectively, individually, our families, and then through all of the guests that we've brought on that have all shared something with us.
Yeah.
We've gained a lot of knowledge, and we hope you guys listening as well too. So, let's talk about some of those favorites. What do you
Okay.
think?
So I do have my favorites. The first thing I just want to say though, piggybacking off of what you said, um, I think one of the greatest parts of doing this, yes, I love what I do and it does not feel like work. And I think it's as from the parenting perspective, I love what I'm showing my kids that
Mhm.
you can there's always room to go out of your comfort zone. You're never too old to try something, to reinvent yourself, to learn and to grow. I mean, that's one of my big takeaways in terms of our growth for the year. If we're talking about guests, I have to say, breakthrough moment for me with one of our guests was absolutely Jane Kaufman
Mhm.
because she helped me to step out of my comfort zone on air. It was the first not that I haven't been emotional, but it was the first time I really allowed myself to let go and be emotional. Like her episode was
Powerful.
so powerful. That's a great word. Um, and I not only did I learn so much from her and about myself from doing the episode, but there was so much positive feedback from our listeners,
Mhm.
um, just about wanting to dive deeper into the topics that were brought up during our conversation with Jane. She was a remarkable woman, and she had so much to offer and share, not just in terms of parenting, but just in who she is. It was
Yeah.
just an
Yeah,
incredible
she was
episode for me.
extremely, obviously knowledgeable because she has lived this, but just so outgoing and fun, and she had good stories, and she was not afraid to share them and laugh. So that I think is been extremely helpful for
Yes,
both, us and
absolutely.
a lot of people listening. It definitely has brought new listeners to us too, those who are raising neurodivergent children and young adults. And, if you really think about it, like everyone's neurodivergent in some way, right?
Definitely
Like
seems that way for sure.
it feels like there's more neurodivergency than neurotypical people.
Right.
And I feel like it just showed us like another way, and maybe sometimes that we can be grateful for what we have, because when someone shows us how challenging it's been for them and their family and that it will never end. That's the thing. Parenting never ends. It just changes
It
and our
shifts,
role
yeah,
changes. But in Jane's situation, she will always maintain a more hands-on parent role
yeah,
even as her son is a full-fledged adult. So, kudos to Jane.
absolutely. What about you? Do you have a standout guest
Um,
or
so I have 2 for different reasons. We had Kim Minch on, and she's a parent coach, and she wrote a book, and she's actually writing another one that I'm really interested in when it comes out, called Lost in Place.
right,
And it's a collaboration. Her as a parent coach, and then her co-writer is works with young adults, so she works with parents. So I think it'll be more of like a useful tool,
yeah, for sure.
seeing both perspectives. And I just think that she was able to use her personal experience with having a son who struggled with mental health and
Mhm.
substance abuse, and then learn from it, and then turn it around to then be educating other people. And she, is on Instagram. She constantly is giving real good advice
Yeah,
for parents, because when you're in that moment of feeling stuck or enabling, it's not intuitive what we're supposed to do as parents. Like, we almost feel like we're supposed to be, like, leaning in more and doing more, but it's, like, almost the opposite, where we're supposed to be reinforcing our boundaries. I've learned this before in the past in my own journey and in therapy, but she really just, like, solidified we cannot, as parents, control our children.
I love
You
that
can
is such an
only
important
Yes,
reminder, yeah,
control ourselves, and so the importance is understanding our boundaries, what they are, and where we're willing to stand strong and hold them firmly. But it's a scary place, so I understand,
absolutely.
but that was amazing.
Wait, before you
Yes.
go on to
Good.
your next, person, I just wanna give a huge thank you to Kim also, because she was also our most listened to episode for the year. So thank you, Kim, for your wonderful knowledge, and for all of the listeners you brought to us.
Yes. All right. And my other one, this one might be a surprise, but it is Lonnie Anger and Ken Wiesenfeld, our spouses. So we did at the beginning of the year a game and like a scenario type of
Like, what if or
interview.
what would you do?
Right. And so I feel like it really demonstrated the difference in the thinking between the father and the mother in the situation or the different co-parents, whatever they look like in your family.
Yep.
But I love that because we do. We all just think differently. And I've even seen like in my friend group where it's not stereotypical. Like I've seen the male think more like the female and the female think like the male
Huh,
in the way that they've co-parented. So
that's
I
interesting.
just love that they, as our co-parents, right, our partners came on to share what their perspectives are given some of the scenarios. Because when you're in it emotionally with your partner, you can't be open and just hearing the perspective. You're coming with your emotion and your
Right.
thoughts and feelings and the way you think it should be done. You're not as open-minded. So I really enjoyed in a moment where none of us were in a crisis or stressed or having to really make that decision at that
Sure.
moment
Just
so that we could listen with open ears. And
yes,
maybe that's
openly.
honestly a good lesson for me, and maybe I'm sharing with everyone that as parents, right, maybe we do just sometimes, I get it, safety first in the moment. Sometimes you don't have time to think and analyze, but to maybe step back and when our first emotions come very strong and really powerful, I think we just need to like breathe, take a step back, do not like act on it right away. I think that can be said in all of our relationships,
Yes,
but
absolutely.
specifically
Pause, take that
um
pause. Don't
with
act from emotion.
making decisions with our partner or co-parent regarding
Friends, relate anything,
yeah.
relationships, any relationships. Our own parents.
So we need to bring them back in 2026
Yes,
and
we'll have
we
to
got to
come up
do
with something. Absolutely.
something fun. What about you? Anybody else standing out as a favorite
So,
or
I
something?
loved our anniversary episode where we had on 3 remarkable women, Michelle
Mhm.
Barron, Kelly Merker, and Elise Litwin, sharing their journeys of not just parenthood, but kind of reinventing
Mm,
themselves while in the thick of parenting. Those are always some of my favorite stories, just as strong women raising children and trying to go outside of our comfort
mhm.
zone and create a new career for ourselves because that's what we did and
Yeah,
that's what we're still in the process of doing. And I just love hearing other people's journeys and I love what they had to share and what they had to offer.
yeah. So amazing.
Having Leslie Isaacs and Jessica Isaacs,
Mhm.
yes,
That
my
was
sister-in-law
fun.
and niece on, but
Yep.
it I don't know, I just feel like every time we have a guest on, I feel like even if you know them, there's still so
Learning
much more to
something.
learn,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just it's one of the things I love about this. Like, when we had, um, Joanna Lilly on, a therapeutic consultant, I had never heard of
Yeah.
I never heard the term or the occupation. I didn't know what a therapeutic
Mhm.
consultant was, and I found her breadth of knowledge so incredible and what she is there to offer people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole different perspective
Yes.
from traditionally what we might think the resources are for ourselves or our children.
It's so funny, there's when you talk about, medical school and people start learning about all these diseases, and med students often think, "Oh, I have this," or they're diagnosing
Mhm.
everybody. I feel that way a little bit with what we do because we have all these wonderful coaches on. I'm like, "Oh, I think my child needs this. Oh, I could use this for this kid," or and I've done it. We also had Deidre Perry on who her coaching is something called Heart Math, and I actually did use her for Jackson for a little bit. Okay. We had Todd Weisbrot on, who was an executive functioning skills coach, and he had so much to share as well, and so many kids, so many clients that I've worked with, I know would benefit from someone like
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. So if you're not up to date and you missed a bunch of these episodes, we recommend going back because there's a lot of educated and really helpful resources and people that have businesses and practices that you might need. So go back through, listen to some of the past episodes, keep them in your Rolodex. Always feel free to reach out to us. We
Right.
can make a connection. We've had college advisors, we have the executive functioning coach, um,
Addiction specialist,
addiction specialist. We even
mental health.
had mental health advocates.
Yep.
We had insurance brokers. We had people who work with wills and
Lawyers, yep. That
lawyers
and
dealing with aging parents.
yes.
And stay tuned for next year because I think some of these things might also be hot topics. The continued with the parenting your parents and also the topic of estrangement.
Oh
We've
my
had a
gosh, yes, and
lot of conversation. I literally just had a conversation the other night with someone that they are aware of another family that the 30-year-old is now decided to
cut all
cut off ties from the family, from the parents. So
so
that is a hot topic.
Oprah Winfrey just did a whole podcast on it. So it is definitely if Oprah's talking about it, you know
We
that
gotta
it
jump
is
on it.
we gotta get
Come
yes.
on. And
So
yeah,
we
so there's a lot of good stuff. We are open to suggestions. If there's things you guys want to hear about, please feel free to reach out. You can reach us on Instagram. You can email
absolutely.
us info@parentcoachesunleashed.com.
And
We
although
want
we're not there yet, we have a lot of friends who are
Mhm.
entering into the grandparent
Yep.
stage. And we've had some really interesting conversations with our listeners regarding what that looks like for them. So that's something we want to touch on too.
And wedding planning.
Wedding
As you're
planning.
getting
Yeah.
to your children are engaged and who's responsible for what. And I've had all sorts of different scenarios and been to weddings where the couple took care of everything.
Yeah.
Parents just
That
paid.
was us.
I have others where the parents wanna do everything and be super overly involved in every possible decision, so that's coming in 2026.
I can't
Also,
wait.
can't wait.
So,
Stay
I mean,
tuned. We wish you the happiest of holidays, whatever you are doing,
yes,
where
peace,
whether you're
love,
staying home
health.
relaxing with your family or you're traveling halfway across the world like I am.
Well, you be safe and come back to us.
I will. I will make my way back. Anyway, thank you, Jessica. As always, I have loved doing this with you and
Oh, Carrie, we
um,
can't forget all of your hairstyles that have been a
my
hot topic as
hairstyles.
well,
Yep.
and I love
We've
your
had
sporting your new short do.
new short do. Not sure how I'm feeling about it, but
Oh,
it's here.
I love it.
There's only one
Carrie
way for it to go.
Carrie, I'm wishing you the best for the new year ahead. Enjoy your time with your family on all of your travels.
Thank you. Thank you. And stay safe. I hope you have a full house
Oh, yes,
during
very
the
full.
holidays. Enjoy that. And that Rosie, the second and the newest dog, is fully integrated into the family and what's coming for the holidays with all
Yes,
her
thank you.
people home. But
Yes,
anyway, all right. Thank you. And thank you to our listeners. Happy
and
holidays.
happy holidays, and if you have a topic you wanna drop us for the new year, please do. Info at Parent Coaches Unleashed, and we will see you in the new year.
Yep. Take
Thanks for
care.
being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parent Coaches Unleashed with Carrie and Jessica. Together, we can raise the next generation of independent, capable, and compassionate young adults.
We encourage you to send us an email with questions and feedback to info@parentcoachesunleashed.com. Please remember, you are not alone on this parenting journey.